You're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Here is the latest on America's team. First up, the injury latest on Dak Prescott. Will he play this week? We'll talk about that. Because the national media talking heads are doing it, we'll do it too. Cooper Rush versus Dak Prescott. I have thoughts on that. I want to give some praise to the Cowboys offensive line later on in today's show. Injury notes on Michael Gallup and Dalton Schultz, and the idea floated out there of trading for Kenny Golladay at the end of today's News and Rumors Roundup. First up, though, Dak Prescott update apparently it was just one stitch, not stitches after all, removed on Monday. There's no swelling. The Cowboys, and specifically Jerry Jones, have publicly pushed a rather aggressive return timeline of maybe this week. Now, I think there's some semblance of gamesmanship going on there, but Dak being ready after week 4, knowing it does come down to how well can he physically grip that football, does feel unlikely. And honestly, it feels reckless as well. You've won some games with Cooper Rush, who's done well beyond what was expected of him so far. Again, we'll go more in depth on Rush here in a little bit. But Prescott, I don't want to jeopardize him long term. Because as well as Rush has played, do we think he's going to have a bunch of postseason success? Let's be realistic there. Now here's what Dr. Jerry said. I think his progress is nothing short of amazing. It's a question of whether or not he'll be able to grip and throw the ball, and we don't know that. So surgery's over. Seems like the swelling is no longer there, if it was even there at all. So it's a matter of rebuilding that grip strength and being able to throw it. Remember, Drew Brees came back kind of quick from his injury, couldn't grip the football that well, did not play that well, had a tough time throwing the football downfield. The Cowboys' schedule is this. Week 4 against the Commanders, Week 5 at the Rams, Week 6 against Philly. I think he's back by Week 7 at this point, which is a better timeline than what I thought. Don't play him against the Commanders. Yeah, honestly, the Commanders are not a good football team. I still believe that. I don't feel the need to rush Dak Prescott back. If you want to play him Week 5, or maybe more importantly, Week 6, if you don't play him Week 5 and you lose to the Rams, I don't feel the need to rush Dak Prescott back right now. That's not a sensible long-term season move. You are not 0-3. You're 2-1. You're ahead of where I think most of us thought they were going to be after Dak went down. Don't jeopardize your long-term season, your quarterback's health, by risking another injury until everything is fully healed properly and he's back to pre-injury form. Cooper Rush has shown more than enough to beat the Commanders. I don't think they're a good football team. I thought the Giants weren't a good football team, and you won that game. Has everything been perfect overall for you without Dak? No, of course not. Wasn't perfect week 1, and frankly, far from it. So whether you want to bring it back against the Rams, which does make me anxious because it's interior offensive line, Biotish and Farniak/McGovern against Aaron Donald, or Week 6 against the Eagles, bring him back one of those games. Don't bring him back Week 4 against the Commanders. I think that's rushing things too much. So what do you think? What week will Dak Prescott return? Is it Week 4, Week 5, Week 6, or even later? Let me know in the comments section. What week will Dak Prescott return? This is the pinned comment on today's show. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's talk Cooper Rush and all that stuff. And I know what the big media talking heads are doing, right? Those losers like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith and other alleged NFL people who I genuinely don't think know ball that well, saying, oh, you got to start Cooper Rush. See, they're winning football games. I want to be very positive in my praise here of Cooper Rush. He has exceeded, I think, every single person watching's expectations. He's exceeded the Cowboys' own expectations. And because of the, hey, if you get, top 40 quarterback play, we'll feel good, and you've gotten top 20-ish, maybe top 25-ish quarterback play, it's so far above expectations, we all feel great about Cooper Rush. In his games this year, 2 starts, 514 yards, 2 touchdowns, maybe most importantly, 0 INTs, 6.9 yards per attempt. If you get above 7, that's typically the mark of a really good quarterback. The comp percentage isn't that great. Now, the yards do include the Tony Pollard pass play that was, a 46-yard, it was a toss play. But I think it's evened out by CeeDee Lamb dropping the easiest catch of his life, and it kind of bounces out there. This is good production in 2 starts. Good. Cooper Rush has more than done his job as the Cowboys' backup QB. I have been very impressed by him. But the idea that Rush is somehow better or equally talented or whatever than Dak Prescott doesn't actually make any sense. Now, there might very well be some Ewing theory going on here with the Cowboys where, oh, shoot, we lost. Like, I think even maybe Kellen Moore in particular is like, well, now I can't just say, F it, Dak will bail me out. I got to call a better game plan. I think there could be some Ewing theory there, but Dak's your better QB. Now, I believe in democracy. Whether we agree or disagree, I want you guys to vote. So you can pick a quarterback for me. CR for Cooper Rush, DP for Dak Prescott. Let me know right now in the comments section. Now, I will make this point too, and I've seen it time and time again, and it's not always fair, and sometimes it's not. If Dak Prescott had put up those stats of barely like a 220-yard average through the air, under 7 yards per attempt, 2 TDs, no interceptions, 63%. That's far below his career averages. The narrative nationally, and I know locally too, would be, well, why is Dak carried? Now, there's a difference in what you're paying the quarterbacks. It's different in expectations too. But I have no doubts that if you play Dak Prescott the first 2 games or the last 2 games, you win by more than what you did. We were all unhappy when you were only scoring 21 points a game. Now we got 21 points a game, and it's like, well, Rush is better? It doesn't make any sense to me. I will make this point, too. I love what the Cowboys' defense has done. I think the Bucs' defense is the best one in the NFL. They've shut down every team they've played. I think some, not all, some of your issues week 1 can be explained by the Bucs' defense just being really good from that standpoint. Now, the offense has been better the last 2 games. There was really nowhere to go but up, right? Like, you averaged 3 points. You're terrible on everything. You had nowhere to go but up. It's not Team 40 Burger anymore, unfortunately, and that's also okay. It's okay that it's not an elite offense. That's not the expectation with Cooper Rush. You're not asking him to be a top 10, top 15 quarterback in the way you are asking Dak Prescott to be. So I am very happy. I am hyped that Cooper Rush has done as well as he has. But that doesn't mean we have to go with well, should Dak be benched? No. Be happy you have a good backup quarterback, and be happy once Dak comes back that your expectations should go up. Here's a very important note I will leave you guys with. Wins, in the end, are the only thing that matters in football. And I say that as a Cowboys fan who cannot remember their last title because I was like 3 years old. Wins are all that matters. But if you base your decisions only on the win-loss outcome and ignore all the other context individually and try to just stick with the guy that won, even if maybe he's not playing as well individually as others are, that's a bad process. You need your process to be better than the results in the moment so that in the long run, the results are better. That's true for life and for betting as well. Head over to our sportsbook partner, BetUS, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys125, $100 down. They'll get you an extra $125 for free. It's chatsports.com/bet. Speaking of betting, the betting odds. The Cowboys, first time all year, are a betting favorite against those commies. 3.5 for Dallas, 42.5 over-under in that one. Kind of like the Cowboys betting line on that one. I don't think the Commanders are very good. Let's give some more praise here. The offensive line, I believe, did a fantastic job against the New York Giants. In total, 4 pressures, 2 hits, one by Matt Farniok, one by Tyler Biadasz, 1 hurry by Zach Martin and Tyler Smith. Terrence Steele was awesome. These are all, by the way, the snaps are the pass blocking snaps. Overall, the offensive line, I think, had one of their best games since 2016. Now, again, level of competition, I get all that, but allowing only 4 pressures from your O-line is awesome. So I want to give a tip of the cap to the offensive line. They were fantastic. And the PFF run grades were down, but you ran the ball great. Tony Pollard, 13 for 105. Ezekiel Elliott, 15 for 75. The number one problem down the stretch last year, honestly, I don't know if it was your play calling, though that was a problem. Your quarterback didn't play as well either. That was a problem too. Your offensive line was bad. They were getting pressured constantly, and when teams dared them to run the football, they couldn't do it. That has not been the case this year. So with that in mind, grade the Cowboys' offensive line through 3 games. Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 on the low end, 100 on the high end. Sound off for me in the comment section. Injury notes, I'm going to go kind of rapid fire on these two since we kind of talked about it post-game show too. Jerry Jones on why Michael Gallup and Schultz didn't play. We let those guys make a call. They said the other night they didn't feel right for them. They'll be out there next week in all likelihood. I'm a little worried that they didn't feel right. Like Schultz, I get not feeling right, but Gallup practiced all week. That's kind of a red flag for me. I was convinced he was going to go. I think next week, knock on wood, he'll feel better and he plays. We'll see about Dalton Schultz. He got some work in late in the week. Cowboys do not view it or don't view it as a short-term or a long-term injury. It's a short-term thing. So we'll keep an eye on Schultz in particular throughout the week, but I do think you will see Michael Gallup back out there. Now, we're trying to keep growing here at the Cowboys Report, the number one most watched, most subscribed, most beers deleted channel here on YouTube. Hit that big red button and subscribe for more free Cowboys videos every single day if you want the latest and greatest on America's team. Let's talk Kenny Golladay here. And this is an idea floated out there, and to be blunt, I think it's dumb. The Giants have tried to shop Kenny Golladay, and given the receiving core issues overall for Dallas, that's weird to me. To link him to Dallas, because I'll be blunt, Kenny Golladay sucks. He's not good. $13 million base salary this year. Even if the Giants eat all of it, he's got $4.5 million guaranteed next year. You're going to pay $4.5 to cut him? Because he has been a disaster with the Giants. He was bad last year, trash this year. 2 catches, 222 yards, and a drop, and a brutal drop, by the way, on that third down play against the Cowboys. You're going to get Gallup back soon. Noah Brown's a better receiver right now than Kenny Golladay is. He is, 85 high in the comments. Jalen Tolbert, meanwhile, actually got some reps. I'm not sure what the injury status is of Fayoko, but you got Kevontae Turpin. I think I'd rather play James Washington for next to nothing right now. So I see no value at all in adding Kenny Golladay to this team. I don't want him. My question is, how big of a pick, Giants, are you going to give me to take Kenny Golladay off your hands? I don't want him at all, frankly. I have no desire to put him on the Cowboys team. He's mopey for the Giants. When he gets a chance, he drops passes. There's simply no benefit to that.